was me. It was always me. Everyone wanted me to be the killer. It was as juicy as a made-for-TV movie. Susie, the blonde, preppy girl next door. Me, the dark brunette, the spoiled, rich heiress. Best friends turned enemies. I supposedly found out Susie was fooling around with my boyfriend and killed her in a jealous rage. That story has everything: money, greed, beauty, and evil. But that's just it. It was a story. It had everything but the truth. It was frankly a load of horse crap. I did not kill Susie. And you can be certain my boyfriend would not have fooled around with her behind my back.
Antonia watched Pauline carefully. She was a striking woman of 44, with hazel eyes and long, silky dark hair. Antonia guessed Pauline had probably always been called handsome rather than pretty. Yet with age, her beauty had increased. Perhaps that had a little to do with the fact that she was enormously wealthy. Her family was still the largest shareholder in the multi-billion-dollar pharmaceutical company her grandfather had founded, and had access to high-quality maintenance. But Antonia didn't really believe that. Pauline didn't look pinched or pulled or overly Botoxed. Instead, Pauline's beauty emanated more from the way she carried herself. She was confident and poised and had superb posture. Not to mention cheekbones that you could slit your wrist on and perfect grooming. Antonia felt the need to sit up a little straighter every time she glanced at her, and wished her own dark, wavy hair was not quite such a tangled mess. "You could try a private detective again. I'm sure they're a lot better now than they were 27 years ago."
I could. But look, I did my homework before I came to you. You may have this nice little facade going of the charming little innkeeper who lives a celibate life baking and cooking at her award-winning restaurant. I can almost see you in 30 years with a bun on the top of your head and kittens nipping at your checkered apron. But I know, underneath it all, you are one shrewd woman, and you know this town as well as anyone who grew up here. You have your ear to the ground. People come and go at your inn all winter long. Locals, summer people, weekenders. You must hear and see things that no one would believe. And people trust you. They like you. You're a local, but you're also an outsider, a Californian. I've even heard that our local movie star came to visit you in the hospital.
Antonia felt herself blush. How did Pauline know about Nick Darrow? That was... Pauline didn't wait for her to finish.
I also know from recent events that you are one hell of a dogged snoop. And that is just what I need.
Antonia was both flattered and offended. Basically, Pauline was saying that she was nosy, but likably and successfully nosy. Since she had recently turned 36, Antonia had come to terms with the fact that it's important to know oneself, and she couldn't deny that there was truth to what Pauline said. Antonia was curious, as she would prefer to call it. She had been nicknamed Snoopy as a child, not after the floppy cartoon dog, but for her tendency to eavesdrop. Was it a crime that she liked to study people and learn as much as she could about them, particularly the guests at the inn? She'd found herself on dozens of occasions playing psychiatrist to various visitors who had come out east in search of something that they hadn't found elsewhere. Antonia liked to help people. It was her nature. Still, her past 2 successes uncovering murderers had been flukes, hadn't they? "Pauline, one thing you have to think about is, are you sure you even want to go there? It happened a long time ago. And I know Susie's death was tragic, but there could be consequences to revisiting it. I hate to say it, but all the cliches come to mind. Let sleeping dogs lie. Don't open that can of worms." Pauline glanced distractedly at the plate of coconut macaroons that Antonia had baked moments before her arrival. She hadn't touched them. Neither had Antonia, for that matter, and it was taking extreme willpower. That 20 pounds she had promised to lose by summer was still hovering around her.